objectives today in this meeting are to analyse our company, Greene Kings, using a number of analytical tools, looking at our current strengths and weaknesses in the internal and external environment. We will also examine the global challenge, business ethics, and research the implications on our business operations. We will also look at our current position, and we will look how to evolve this using competing frameworks of value. I'm going to give you a brief outline on Greene Kings. It's been established breweries and operated pubs for over 200 years. It's a dynamic force in a highly competitive sector. Its pre-tax profits in 2007 were £139.8 million. It's divided into three distinct business operations: the pub company, the pub partners, and the brewing company. It also employs nearly 11,000 people. It started exporting its products in 1955, and you now expect to find Greene King products in all four corners of the globe.
I've used the Pestrel analysis, which analyses political, economic, social, cultural, technological and legal factors. We decided the most relevant to our business was social cultural.
So, we carried out a SWOT analysis, which is an analysis used to analyse the internal operations of a business and categorises key strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Key strengths for Greene King would be that it's a long-established and very-respected company. They're sponsoring and they have links to the British sport industry, for example rugby. A weakness would be that their product seems quite dated and only attractive to an older range of customers. An opportunity would be for them to break into the global market and to expand their products and information into the global market. For example, it would be, the newly joined EU countries would make it easier and cheaper to trade their products, which would be bad press for binge drinking, the recession that's going on right now with the credit crunch.
Social cultural. Over the last 10 years, the social cultural attitude towards alcohol consumption has changed dramatically throughout Britain. A growing culture of binge drinking has formed as young people drink in excess at weekends. With this brings many problems to society, such as a rise in alcohol-fueled crime and health costs and concerns. Take a look at any accident and emergency in the country on a Friday or Saturday night, all of them struggling to cope with drunken-induced injuries. This is not helped by cheap promotions such as happy hour and cheap drink promotions. The social responsibility therefore falls upon us, the hospitality sector, and we are now forced to supply alcohol more responsibly. Greene King will have to conduct itself in a more social, responsible.
What 5 forces are used to determine the competitive intensity and therefore attractiveness of the market? How can these be applied to Greene King? Greene King is involved in a very competitive industry. Brewing ales, hotels and public houses, both of these already have many existing brands within the markets.
Business ethics requires an organisation to behave in accordance with carefully thought out rules of moral philosophy. Britain has a culture for binge drinking, socialising over a few drinks for many has developed into having where those few drinks turn into a few more and a few more. The cost of drinking in personal terms and the wider society is very high. This is where Greene King business operations comes into direct conflict with business ethics. As a supplier of alcohol, they are helping to fuel this drinking culture, which is an ethical issue. However, as a business, they are largely concerned with profits. Greene King products are predominantly aimed at the older generation of drinkers. However, their pubs sell drinks that are aimed at younger drinkers, and they participate in drink promotions. By trying to attract younger customers, this again is in conflict with business ethics, as younger drinkers are more susceptible to the negative health effects of drinking. It is the responsibility to educate the consumer of the dangers of drinking falls upon the companies that provide the alcohol.
Such as Greene Kings would most likely follow the rational goal model of management style. This model emphasizes on control and has external focus. The ultimate goal of this model is to achieve organizational effectiveness as measured by productivity and profit, like Greene Kings would primarily concern with profit. Greene Kings has clear directions and goals and one common goal across the 3 business units. We currently dwell in a turbulent environment, one in which change constantly occurs and elements in the environment are increasingly interrelated. Greene Kings is a successful business. However, in order to be able to survive in a constantly changing environment, they need to be able to think creatively in order to be able to keep up with the changes in the business world. Such changes are amendments in the laws surrounding drinking and licensing hours. It also needs to be able to think creatively and implement change in order to stay ahead as it operates in a highly competitive market. Has a culture for binge drinking, socializing over a few drinks, too many, developed into a trend where those few drinks become a few more. The cost of drinking in personal terms to the wider society is new high. This is where drinking. We carried out a SWOT analysis, which is a tool used to analyze. So, we carried out a SWOT analysis.
Okay. Sam.
Are we starting?
Oh, how do I cancel it?
Give that.
Film.
Porter's 5 forces were created by Michael to determine the competitive intensity and therefore attractiveness of the market.